I was back home in Leicester, quite old now, after this amazing journey, and I recovered, and then I had to sign on the dole. Probably more horrific than many of the other things that had happened to me, because it was so belittling and difficult, and you know, I just found it really embarrassing, to be honest, because I didn't, even though I was grateful for what had happened, that was a real setback for a social entrepreneur who thought she was fantastic. So I signed on the dole in Leicester, and every 2 weeks I went, and it was really tough. But I started to think, you know what, this could be a good thing. I'm back here, this is smaller, you know, there's opportunity here, there must be something I can do to get myself back, using my purpose and my business brain. So I decided that I would go to the job centre and pitch them this idea that I'm this genius businesswoman. They awarded me a £300 business loan, which was absolutely fantastic. And as the girl that I am, the first thing I decided to do with the money was to go and buy some clothes. And obviously £300 isn't very much, so I started to go to Oxfam, Cancer Research. I started looking in all these charity shops to clothe myself, ready to start this new life and this new business. And it was amazing. And I found in Cancer Research a pair of perfect black leggings that were made in France. They were £300. I did some research, retail. The fabric was unbelievable, and they were £5. And I put them on, and they were amazing. They just looked amazing. And I felt really good again, you know, I was like, yes, I'm back. I bought a really nice jacket, and I got myself kind of ready. I then decided to open a street clinic in Leicester and life coach the homeless privately, because that was my purpose and I loved doing it, and it was amazing. And ITV found out about it, the BBC found out about it. They made Inside Out, they made a couple of films about what had happened, and you know, it was all, at that time, aspiration was just starting. So, you know, shopping in charity shops was looked upon as, oof, not very good. And picking up amazing things. You know, buy new and the joke's on you, eh? I was like, I need to get another pair, so I couldn't find anything to replace these amazing leggings. And I was thinking, this is it. This is the gap in the market. There's not a good legging out there. So I decided to take this fabric from these leggings falling off me to the one remaining mill that's left in the UK in Nottingham, Rainbow Knitting. And like the man in the white suit, I don't know if any of you have seen that film, Alec Guinness, where he produces that white material that's magic. I put it down and said, reproduce this material for me, please. And they told me it was going to cost X amount. So I decided to go back to the city of London, raise some funds from my old clients, and I raised enough money for the mill who had told me that Marks and Spencer's had left them for China, Next had left them for China, all these big brands had left them, and they were basically going bankrupt. So I said, you know, let's produce this fabric, and we can save the mill, we can produce a perfect black legging, and everybody will be happy. So it took 2 years for the fabric to be made. And that's because every time they tried to put the recipe together, they either stretched too much, the colour was wrong. It took a long, long time, a lot of patience, a lot of hard work for this mill, and they didn't give up to give me this fabric. I then found, once we'd achieved the fabric, I then found a small factory on Saffron Lane who was also going bankrupt because Marks and Spencer's, Asda, all the big brands had left them to rot. And I said, look, I've got this material, I've got this legging, make a pattern, reproduce the legging, and we'll all be rich. And so, yeah, for always the broker. So they did, and they produced the perfect black legging. The French company had since gone bankrupt, so there was no issue with me taking this idea. And I named it the PBL, I trademarked it all over the world, and I created the company Venus Cow, as some of you know, because I've got some customers here who wear the leggings, I'm sure you all know about it. And this legging, I decided, would be the vehicle to allow me to fund free talk therapy for everybody who can't afford it. And, you know, because I'd been there myself, and I had nobody, and I knew what it was like. I knew my purpose. My business was fashion, but my purpose was to save the world.